Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something a little different just because it's been kind of difficult finding coins from the banks here. So I started collecting on Christmas last year, so 9 months, and I was gifted these two, a 2024S and this 2020 reverse proof W nickel, and it's probably one of my favorite coins I have just because of how I got it. It's not really extremely valuable or anything, but it's cool nonetheless. And since then, I feel like I've gotten quite a few coins, searching through rolls and boxes, and even just buying some from coin shops and coin shows. But I've gotten a bunch of like these kind of special set things. This is probably one of my favorite things. It's got the steel pennies from each of the mints. I love steel pennies as well as war nickels. They're probably my favorite things to find and collect. I've recently gotten this from, I think, Whatnot. I think I paid $1, which is cool because there's a sack of joy in it, but it has this commemorative coin cover. I've actually opened this and it's just the blank put piece of wood in there, cardboard or whatever, but it came with a stamp and everything. I don't know if that's how they were made or what, but so these were one of my first things I bought. I thought they were cool just because they got the background of the state park or national park, and then look at that one, and then it has PD&S, all three of the mints, and I need to get more of those and finish it all, but I haven't. And I recently got this from a coin show. It's a Disney Epcot from 2000, and I paid $10 for it. So that guy made his 5 cents because I bought it from the original owner. But I guess we can move on to albums. So I got gifted the 2 nickels, and that's what I started collecting at first. And I was going through so many nickel rolls, and I finished all the Jeffersons, and I just about have all the Buffaloes, but I guess we'll start from pennies and work our way up to the largest denomination we have. So here's Flying Eagles, and I don't have any Flying Eagles, but I have some Indian heads. My oldest is a 1863, and I have half of them on the second page and most of them on this last page here. Obviously I don't have the OAS or 09S. Those are going to be a little difficult to find, but those will probably be easier to find besides those 2 dates. Starting off with wheat pennies. We have most of them. A few key dates I still need. There's a few more common ones also, like this 1913, there's 75 million, but don't have the 09S, VDB, or non-VDB, and those will be a little difficult to find. And then the back end of the wheat pennies, I have this book completed, all the steel pennies, and then the start of the Lincoln Memorial and on. I actually recently finished this book because I could not find a 69 for some reason. And now some more Lincoln Memorials. We need 3. Need the 82 zinc small date, and 87, which should be easy to find, and then a 2009 with the presidential back. I don't know if this one will be hard to find, but who knows. And then the shield back, I need one out of this. Yeah, 2024. I just can't find it for some reason, but other than that, we'd have that completed. Now on to nickels. So I have this one, and then a dime and quarter book, and then a $50 book in the same style. And I thought these were really cool. I bought all the books for like $10 altogether, maybe even less. Found it at some like thrift store thing, but it just like has a bunch of history of each generation, and then at the end of it, it has a spot where you can keep all the generations. And there's I don't have it, but shield with rays, shield without rays, Liberty Head without sense, Liberty Head with sense, Buffalo, Jefferson, the old style Jefferson, war nickel, and then a proof of the old style, and then 0405 and the different designs for the backs, and then a new style Jefferson, and then a new style Jefferson proof. But I think those are very cool. And then on to Buffaloes. Just this first page is what I'm really needing to work on, but I have just about everything else. Obviously need the 37 D3 legged, but I have a couple of 13s with the different types. Just have to find the D and the S's. On to Jefferson nickels. These are all completed, so have all the silver, have the 50 and 50D. I actually bought those, and I've recently been finding them in rolls, which sucks, but it is what it is. Then continuation. It probably took me about 2 boxes to complete all of these, except for the older ones. And then got the 04s and 05s, 2024s. Now on to some silver stuff. There's a couple clad in here, but it's mostly silver. So these are the dimes up here, and then the quarters on the bottom. I don't have the cap bust, but I have the Liberty seated, Barber, Mercury, Silver Roosevelt, Clad Roosevelt, and then cap bust, Liberty seated quarters. Don't have them, but we have the Standing Liberty, and then the Barber, and obviously the Washington with the silver. Bicentennial, State Quarter, and then we need the Clad Washington, and then quarter from 2009, and then a National Park quarter, which those 3 won't be hard to find. I try to get the nicest looking stuff for those books in particular. But on to dimes. I recently got this book, so the first 2 pages aren't completed, or even semi-completed, but have most of them on the last page. And really none of these are going to be hard to find, except for 1916D. They made 260,000 of them, so the rest of them should be relatively easy. Then Silver Roosevelts. This is nearly completed. I need like 6 of them. And none of these are hard to find. I imagine I'll get these at the coin shop next time I go. It would be nice to find all those in a box, or even over time, but it's just not how it is. For me anyways, I cannot find silver in anything, really. So 65, the start of the Clad Roosevelts. We need these 3, and I've looked through boxes and couldn't find them, but I'll eventually get them. And then we need a 96W, and they made 1.5 million. So that would be the one I definitely have to buy. And they don't really cost too much, but on to quarters. I do not have the 32 to 47. I guess I just didn't think about getting it, but I have a few in here. I have a bunch more silver quarters, but they're for the first half. And then clad, missing a few out of here, 6 to be exact. And those would be easy to get for sure. Just find them in pocket change or rolls, whatever. And then 88 to 98, need 2. And on books like this, I hate how they have all these empty spaces. I wish they would have just spread it out and put like, what, 3 on each row. But I'll eventually just like get the state quarters and finish it until the end. So 99, 2000, 2001, and on and on. But I hate when they do that. And this is one of my favorite albums. It's all the state quarters. I'm missing Guam 2009. And that is another one of those that I just cannot find. And it doesn't say the mintage, so on to half dollars. I don't have any half dollar albums except for this, and it's not really considered an album, but it has the history and everything, and then all the half dollar generations. Don't have a cat bust, Liberty seated, but we have a Barber, Walking Liberty, Franklin, Silver Kennedy, or 90% Kennedy, and then a 40%. I don't have a clad, but I got the bicentennial, and then we have a Stone Mountain commemorative, and then Mount Rushmore commemorative. This one is not silver, but that one is silver. That is it for that. And so I don't have all 3 of these books, and I have more Silver Eagles, but we'll have to go through that later. But so I didn't like how these were just out, so I got these screen printing things, and they're about the same thickness as like the nice Whitman albums, where they have these that slide in and out. And I thought they were pretty nice. I just put it on there with a double-sided piece of tape. But thought that was cool. But I didn't want those Silver Eagles just smacking the books and everything and messing them up, because you can actually get those graded, and they're pretty nice when they're graded. This is from 2004, and we have all the way to 16. 16 is actually my most newest Silver Eagle, but yeah, I'm gonna get these books out of the way, and I will be back. So these are just a bunch of mint sets. This is my newest, or I guess newest. It's 2017, and I did not realize how expensive these were, but I got this for like $10, and I think they sell for like at least $50. But it's got this, not the state quarters, but national parks, and then Sacagawea and everything. I won't go through every single one of these just because it'd take too long, but the special looking ones. 2007, and this one has the presidential dollars, which I think this is very cool. It's just got George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, John Adams, but super nice. I believe I got this one for like less than 10, but, and then it's got the state quarters from 2007, and then Sacagawea. And I've always liked this penny. It has some crazy toning, as well as the Sacagawea. It's got like a pink kind of thing going to it. And then some of these are just state quarter sets, so we won't really look at those, but 2006. And then this is one of my favorite things. It is a set of PD and S for 2005, and it has the buffalo and then the ocean and the view reverse. I need the 2004 one of that, and then 2005. Oops, sorry. And for some reason, I have two of them. Then a 2002, 2001, and then 2001 with all the denominations, and then the state quarters. And then the rest of these are just older. I think this is 94. So yeah, 94 all the way to 98. Nothing really special with those. And then this is a silver proof. I bought this at the coin store recently, and he gave me this for melt, which I can't remember, but that'd be 75, 85 cents. He probably gave me both of these for like 20 bucks. And this one has the cover and everything. Very cool. So a 92 and a 94. And then here's a 84. Whoops. This one's an 80, and it has that same toning around the quarter. And this Susan B. Anthony dollar has some crazy toning also, as well as the dime. The dime's like almost blue. It's really cool. Oops. Oops. I do not like these boxes, those old boxes where they can make them stand up. And then a 77, 75. But that is all the mint sets I have. I guess next we can do is bullion. That's mainly what I buy now anymore. It's just eagles and maple leafs, and then just junk silver. But we will start with, I guess we can start with the lowest denomination. This is just a bunch of war nickels that I found. All of these are ones that I found. I have not bought any war nickels besides the one in the book. That is the one I have. Some mercury dimes. Nothing crazy. Just ones that I already had in the book. And this was actually up to like here, but I put them all in the book. And then Roosevelt's silver dimes. I have so many just because before I thought about putting them in a book, I was just buying the nicest ones they had, which were typically 64s, and so that's what I have. This is the quarters. There's a couple barbers in there too. I don't know when I'll get a barber book, but that will be very expensive trying to fill that out. Some 40% Kennedys. Some of those I have found just before I started making videos. 90% Kennedys, and then there's a couple Benjamins at the bottom. I think there's 2, maybe 3. And then these are all Walk of Liberties besides the one barber. And yeah. So I guess we can go to I guess I should probably show this first. So at the coin show, I bought quite a few things, which included a bag of steel pennies, and I paid a couple of dollars for it, but this was in there. It is a 1984. It is a Philadelphia, but it is not zinc, or not plated, I mean. And I think that's probably pretty valuable, or could be. I don't really have anything else. I do have a bunch of like variety nickels, just because I was searching so many. When I first started, I didn't even know about all the different errors and stuff, but this one's an S over D, and I actually recently went through a bunch of my old nickels and found a few more, but they're just not in good condition. There's a couple more 54s, and then a 41 and a few others. Here are some Morgans. 21S, it's not in great condition, and then 79S, which might be AU, maybe. And then 96 Philadelphia, and I think that one for sure would be AU, at least. And then a Canadian quarter, which those are 80%. It's a 63, so I don't know if they switched from silver to clad the same year we did, but. And then here's a piece dollar, it's 22, and then another one. Those aren't really valuable, but 2004, I hate this stuff on here. I'm gonna get a heat gun and take that off there, but a Australian ounce. Golly, I do not mean to keep doing that. Couple maple leafs. Those are such nice rounds. This is a quarter ounce, but I think I bought it way under on Whatnot, and it is super toned, but it's cool, very cool. I don't really know where it's from, but I'm not trying to waste y'all's time. And then I guess that's all of my Silver Eagles. I guess I put them all in the book, but a random ounce from Whatnot that I bought, and then I was gifted this. I cannot remember what it's called. I cannot remember. The Philharmonic. It's an ounce. And then if I have a few of these, I don't know if they're really gold or not, but I need to get them checked out. And this one's like a Korean or something. And then I'm pretty sure this one's like 22 karat, but I guess we'll find out. I need to get them checked. Here's a bunch of giveaways that I've gotten. There's a couple grains, which ain't worth nothing, but I did buy this one though. It's super cool. It's got Statue of Liberty with the flag behind it. And it's got like a stone kind of feeling on the back. And then, if this will come out, these are a bunch of giveaways that I've gotten. There's a gram. I think that coin back there, it's a buffalo, or not a buffalo. It's a, it's got an Indian head on it. It's a 10th ounce. Then that brick is an 1/8 ounce, and then a bunch of 1 grams that I've gotten from Whatnot. And those are very cool. Okay. Here's another Silver Eagle. It's a 2014, but I didn't want to take it out of this just because it's pretty cool. I don't know if they come like this or not, but it definitely doesn't because it has a separate thing at the bottom there. I have some copper. I got these for super cheap, so I just bought them. And then this is probably my best one. It's a silver proof from San Francisco. Super shiny. I plan on getting this graded one day. I think I don't really know what the top grade is, but whatever it is, they are like $400 to $500. Maybe like a proof 70. I think that's what the highest grade is, but yeah, that's pretty much everything. I do have like a bunch of nickels that I found. This is a whole bag of 24s. I think there's 200 in there or so. And then a bunch of these are from that steel penny bag. And then a whole roll of steel pennies. And then I don't buy foreign, but these are all the ones that I found. There's a bunch of Canadian, some Mexican pesos, and a bunch of 25 pennies that I've found recently. I do keep those. I know this isn't going to be the last year they make them because I think they're going to make them until they run out of the material that they've already purchased for them, which I think is supposed to be the middle of 26. Here's a bunch of S-mint nickels. I do need to recheck those for varieties. A bunch of 04 and 05 buffaloes and stuff. And as you can see, this one's very blue. I don't keep all of those because it's, for one, I like to give other people the chance to find stuff if they're new. And I mean, I just like the nicer looking ones. And they're not too valuable anyways. And here is a bag of 59 and older. And there is a separate bag inside of this with like near uncirculated or for sure uncirculated ones. And then this is just a bag of rolls that I have. It's like a half roll of buffaloes, a little more than a half roll of V-nickels. And then I have this one, a 68 and a 70S. Just a complete roll, just because you find them so easy in the bank rolls. Here's the 68. And this is a 2009 roll. that I found all of these in rolls and just keep them. I keep all 2009s. There's an original 59D. Yep. Yep, D roll. It's one of my favorite things, probably. Wheat penny roll. Here's a 2025 roll. I think I was gifted this as a giveaway. So not gifted, but you know. These are wheat pennies and older Lincoln Memorial San Francisco's. Another Buffalo roll. That one's completed. This ain't anything, but it's a 2025 nickel roll. And here's the rest of my Indian heads. They're all in the book. Another 2025 roll. And then here's a 2025 roll that I've put together from finding them in rolls. And here is a 2024 D roll to go along with the other bag full of them. Bankrolled 2025 penny, as well as all three of these. I keep all of the 2025 pennies just because people are going crazy over them. Might as well have some. 2025 dime rolls, because they're supposed to be changing the back of them, or maybe the front. I can't remember, but so this one's a wheat penny roll, and this is a 2009, just various different ones. Another 2025 penny roll. Here is a 2005 Buffalo roll that I've put together. There's the 1970S, and this is one of my favorites. It is a 2005S with the Buffaloes. It is a complete roll, and if I was to open this up, I mean, every single one of them is just amazing looking with the toning. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do have a bunch of errors and stuff. Like this one has, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see it. It's got like a quarter of the rim around is lifted. This one, you won't be able to see it probably, but it's got a die crack all the way across it that is lifted up. I don't think this one's anything. This one just has like a lamination error. Yeah, I don't know where I have a quarter, and it is pretty messed up, that I found in a roll. This one is a 2003 Missouri, and the rim is silver, but I don't think it's silver. It couldn't be silver because it's a Philadelphia, I think. But yeah, I can't find it, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. This is probably more of a boring video, but not as much action. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I will get coins soon to go through, and I will see you guys on the next one.